Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another Ultimate Review by Purecast 9. In this episode, I'm going to give you my review of the Lenovo Ego Smart Watch. Now this is Lenovo's first smartwatch, and before I give you my review as to how it performed, what I like about it, what I don't, let me first go over its build because that's the first thing you're going to notice. So the build is quite hefty. It's by no means a small watch. It's taking the approach of the G-Shock in terms of appearance only. And although the dial is plastic, it's coated with a matte rubber finish which feels really grippy, and the texture feels good in the hand, feels high quality and not cheap. Now the band is made of TPU, so it's quite flexible, and depending on how thick or thin your wrist is, you'll get the perfect fit with all the number of holes that they've provided. Now the watch is 45 grams and it's pretty light. It's got a 100 milliamp hour inbuilt battery, which they claim lasts 20 days on a single charge. But in my using, out of the box, it had 60% charge, and I've been using it for a few days straight throughout the day, and it's still at 60%. So that's good. Coming back to the appearance, now it looks chunky, and for you, any of you out there who like chunky watches, who like watches that look like the G-Shock, but we know how expensive those are. So if you can't afford that or don't want to make such a big investment, this is good. Now it's got 4 really chunky buttons, 2 on either side. They have different functions, and to know what those functions are, I would really suggest that if you get this watch, give the manual a good read. It's a very small manual, very basic stuff, intuitive, and you'll learn it right away. The good thing about these buttons is that you don't have to worry about pressing them by mistake, because they need a good amount of pressure for it to actually function. So that's something I do like, and also speaks about how you can actually even put this through some rough use and you'll be fine. And I've actually bumped this watch into the wall, the corner of the table, and there are no scuff marks, and it's just fine. Now it doesn't come in any other color. Black is the only color they've come out with, and it's got a stealthy look, and that's fine. Now the display is a basic LCD display. They call it electronic ink display, I think. Basically, it's nothing new. You've seen these in other watches as well. But the good thing about it is that even in broad daylight, it is absolutely legible, and in the dark, it's got a backlight, so that also helps. Now it gives you display of the date, the time, a heart rate, and that heart rate is live because it constantly tracks your heart rate as soon as you're wearing it. It also tracks the number of steps you walked, the distance you've covered, and if you're wearing this when you're sleeping, it'll even track the number of hours you slept. Now it comes with a companion app, which is the Lenovo Life app. Now you have to get this app if you want to use this watch in its full potential. The app gives you further in-depth detail of your heartbeat throughout the day, and you can then track it over a week, the number of steps you walked and the distance you've covered over the week. You can even set goals of the number of steps you want to walk, or even you have customized sports goals. So you need to mess around with the app to know what you want out of it so that the watch can guide you. So because it's a smartwatch, it also relays your notifications from your phone. So if you get a call, you will be notified. If you get any messages or notifications from compatible apps, which you can toggle in the smart reminder in the app itself, it will notify you, but it's absolute basic notification. Basic to the level such as if you get a tweet or a WhatsApp message or a text message or Facebook notification, it will just vibrate and show message, and that's it. You can't read what's there. You won't even know from which social media platform that notification came. So very basic, but it will just vibrate and let you know, and you have to check your phone ultimately. Now, one gimmick they've added is that it's nothing new, and it's that you can take photos through your phone using the smartwatch. But the most stupid and ridiculous mistake they've made is that you can't trigger the shutter button of your camera by any of these buttons on your smartwatch. You have to do this really stupid wrist motion for it to take a photo, and it's a hit and miss. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't, and it's slow, it's not instant. So that's really stupid. I just would have wished they could have designated one button for me to take a photo when I want to. The app could use a bit of polishing, because each time you go into the app, you have to pull it down and let it refresh or synchronize the data from the watch to the app. So that takes a bit of time, but it's still okay. Now the watch has no speaker of its own, so it doesn't even beep, it only vibrates. So if you want to set the alarm, You have to set that through the app. You can set a number of alarms, but you have to do it through the app, and this will only vibrate at the set alarm time. It won't beep, so no sound whatsoever. It's also 5-meter water resistant, so you can take it swimming. It can be underwater. You can wear it when you're having a bath in the rain, no problem whatsoever. So that is something really good. So all in all, I like the watch because of a number of reasons. The ones I like are, I like the look of the watch. It's got a stealthy look. It kind of looks like a G-Shock from a distance, but it's a fraction of the cost, and it's light on the wrist. It's got chunky buttons. It makes you feel like it can take a lot of rough use and still be just fine. And the vibration motor is quite powerful, so any notifications that you really want to see if your phone is away, this is useful in that sense. The things I don't like is that the charger they've provided is a magnetic charger and USB on the other end, so you can plug it into your power bank or your computer and it will charge. But the magnetic charger, although just snaps on, it snaps on anywhere on the back, but it has to snap on to those two golden circles, and the pin has to align exactly on those points. Otherwise, your smartwatch will not charge. And the worst part is, it's got no groove where this magnetic charger will fit in or fall in. It moves about. So even the slightest movement, and if it's not aligned to those pins, your smartwatch is not going to charge, which is really a poor design choice. So the best way I found is to attach it from this end, because a part of the cable is resting on the watch, so you've got a bit of backup, and you just have to make sure that it's actually charging by showing you that battery indicator. So very poor design choice in terms of the battery, the cable, charging cable. Now I wish it had some sort of sound, some beep. I also wish that it's a smartwatch, so I wish the notifications would at least show me the name of the caller, or at least the number. If there were a text message, I could at least view the text message or read a part of it. None of that is there. So it's really, really basic, and yeah, it's kind of useless to say in that sense. So out of 5, I would give this a maximum 3. All right, it's just about average. The price is 2,000 rupees, and I think the ideal price for this would have been around 1,500 bucks at max, because it is heavily dependent on the app. The app is not that polished, but all in all, the watch looks good, the display is good, and if you want to get fit, well, you can set goals, it will prompt you, and you can get that impetus. But yeah, if you put in the work, smartwatch is as useful as you are. So if you want to get this watch, the link to this is in the description below. For any of you actually deciding to buy this, I would really appreciate if you use that link to buy, because that will help me run this channel and I can produce more content just for you guys. Hit that like button, subscribe to Pure Cast 9, and as always, I'll catch you guys next one. Cheers.